The desert is known for abundance for people who know respect, but it's known for harsh limits for those who don't. Everything that we do economically, culturally, spiritually, has a basis in our water resources. If we don't respect and appreciate and prioritize the most fundamental element that sustains us all, and that's water, nature will have the last word.
When my granddad first started farming, they didn't think that much about how long the water was going to last.
When I was growing up on an irrigated farm north of Texaco, the water was great. And then we began to see the decline. And it's just continued to decline.
Those westerly rainstorms that we expect have not been arriving. They've been arriving very light, very sparse, and very late.
It's scary for a lot of us. The shortages of water, it's always the land-based people that suffer the most. When there's no rain, the land gets sick and the animals get sick.
In the state, we have lost a tremendous amount of our riparian areas, which really contribute to the biological diversity. We really have to do whatever we can to restore and protect the state's rivers and streams.
The solutions that our ancestors provided are there. They knew the preciousness of the water.
The 50-year water plan tells us that we need to adapt to a future with 25% less water supply around the state. We need to play catch up and respond as quickly as we can.
If Silver City or if the other towns want to protect their water, we have to protect the watershed first. If we don't have a healthy watershed, none of the towns are going to have any water.
We've had legislators step up to the plate and help us out. But the issues we're facing are even bigger than that. Development has taken precedence. We're building on all our irrigated land. We're dealing with an economy that thinks if it can buy it, it owns it and it controls it. While here in northern New Mexico, we're dealing with a culture that believes that we belong to it. And at some point, the legislators are gonna have to step up. They're in front.
When I look at the state, what I see, significantly understaffed departments. We don't have the people we need to even begin to get this work done. Why are we trying to address a problem of this magnitude with minimum resources?
Everything moves in slow motion, and there literally is no sense of urgency. People in this area are hurting. They're just everyday people, and this is happening across the state as well.
Water issues should be more of a priority, especially for southern New Mexico, because we are the most downstream in the Rio Grande. And so all the decisions made up north impact us, even though we don't see that water year round.
We have generations of wisdom in many of our New Mexico communities. What we need is for the decision makers to also listen to that wisdom.
I don't believe that, the people in eastern New Mexico ever feel like their voice is heard in Santa Fe.
We envision this as an emergency moment.
Policymakers really need to take a stand, be firm, and say, we have to change our actions. We have to change our own values.
I ask every legislator, what will you do without the water? We don't survive without water. No water, no life. How will you expand the economy? You won't, not without water. How will communities grow? How will we continue to flourish as a people? No matter where we live, we won't without water. Until the state of New Mexico truly wakes up and says, we have a water crisis that we're facing, and we must take immediate action and put a focus there, no matter what it takes, I don't see great promise until that happens for the state.
We don't have a lot of time left. We're getting to the end of our resource. The wells are going dry. The fires are getting big. The sky is falling. There is a way to bring the river flows back to address each and every one of these problems. But we are going to have to challenge ourselves with some radical changes. We definitely have to make water issues more of a priority. Water can't wait.
Water can't wait.